button, so we have that as well. Good day, ladies and gentlemen of the Facebook world. We are here today with connecting connections, but specifically regarding connecting corner, we are doing connecting yourself. I know there's a lot of touching and connecting going on today, right? But that's what this world is about: building those relationships, building some knowledge, finding some different tidbits and tips and helpful hints. But more importantly, today we're here to take care of you. And who is we? We are this amazing team of young ladies here. We're going to start with Claudia Swanick. Claudia, hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Brian.
We have Davida Fink. Davida.
Hello again, and hello everybody out there on Facebook. Nice to be here. Thanks for joining us.
Look at me, I'm being alphabetical order. Last but certainly not least, with an S, is Susie.
Good afternoon, everybody. We finally hit noon on Tuesday afternoon. At least
this afternoon. Awesome sauce. Well, listen, this is our first show. We're live streaming on Facebook. Listen, we can't edit this. This is all real, right? In real life. What is the flow, you ask? We don't know, but we're going to try it today. So we're going to start with Susie, where we can take that time for ourselves, right? Get inside of our heads, take care of our body. We're going to slide over to then Claudia, who's really going to show you some different things on how to take care of the outside of the body, right? And then Davida, it's all about the insides. So that's the flow of the day today. In between, we will also have Susie popping back in to do a quick, are we doing like 30-second tidbits, 90-second tidbits? What's 4 minutes, 240-second tidbits? What's our flow over here, Susie?
Well, we're going to start with a minute or so mindfulness, restful meditation to get us grounded and connected. And then we're going to shift into Claudia. We're going to come back and do a little bit of stretching with me. And then we're going to go right back into Davida, where she's going to tell us all her fun stuff. And then end with me with a grounding yet again. So
I love how we reinforce and repeat ourselves here just to make sure you don't miss anything. Claudia, why don't you tell us the routine today? No, I'm kidding aside, guys. We're all doing this on Facebook today. We haven't done that yet. So this is all new and exciting for us. Usually we can edit and cut and we laugh and we have these little tidbits to share throughout the year on backstage moments. You're going to see it all right now. So here we go. So, and starting with that, let's start with Susie. Susie, why don't you lead us into our mediation?
All right, everybody, go ahead and take a quiet seat. You're probably already looking in front of your computer. What I want you guys to do is sit up nice, tall, nice and straight. Place those hands directly into the lap and close the eyes if you are comfortable. Remember, you are in a comfortable, sacred space, grounding through all 4 corners of the feet. So right behind the ball, the pinky, and each point on that heel. And just come into yourself and connect with that breath. Feel your breath come in, exhale out, inhale, and exhale. And just let yourself take a minute to do a body scan from head to toe to see if we're holding stress or tension anywhere. If you are, shoulders or hips, try to calmly relax them down. Continue with that flow of the breath. And remember, we are all loved. We love ourselves as we love others. Take care of ourselves as we take care of others. And life will be beautiful and meaningful. Bring those hands to heart center in prayer. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. And slowly open those eyes and come back to this present moment.
Wow. Okay, here we are. That was pretty intense for as calming as it is. Is that even real to be intense and calming at the same time? I'm looking forward to our next session. So with that being said, we're going to dive into Claudia today. There's a lot of good information that you guys are going to learn today. Specifically, Claudia, why don't we start off with telling us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everybody who's here, the ladies, Susie and Davida, and welcome everybody on Facebook. I'm Claudia Swanek, beauty consultant with Mary Kay. I've been in the business for 11 years. I started as a customer and just fell in love with the products. And this business absolutely changes the women in the business, self-growth, confidence, and what you want to do in the end of the day is share that with other women and show them that they too can have that and can have the flexibility of the business at home. So that's a little bit about me. I love to help men and women with skincare. That is the reason why I started using the products. I want to delay those signs of aging. Everybody's going to age. We're blessed. We're here. I'm in my 50s. I am blessed. I cannot complain about my wrinkles. I am still here to tell my story. So, but you know, who wants to look their age, right? So the little that we can do, I will take it. Sign me up. Nothing with surgeries, but anything topical, sign me up.
That's funny. Well, listen, let's dive into that gold standard of anti-aging. But before we dive into that, speaking of signing up, there's a couple opportunities in your business that you could sign up for, right? Join, be a part of. One of which are some business opportunities. What does that look like for the average mom that may have, a craft obsession, right? That closet in the back is like totally bare and they're dying to stuff it, but they don't have the finances to buy the stuff to stuff it. Where would that look like for you?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. This is a no risk business. There's ways that you can definitely get your investment back, but you don't have to invest a whole lot. It's not a brick and mortar business. You work from home. So, and the gold, we hit gold in March, Brian, because in March, the company is having a special with the startup options. So normally we have an e-kit, which I can explain on all that to you if you're interested, which is normally $30. In March, it's $20. For $20, you can see if this business fits your life. I can't even fill my gas.
That's 3 cups of coffee at Starbucks.
Exactly.
I mean, $20. Think about that. That's $3 of coffee that you're never going to get anything back after an hour and a half of you consuming it, other than pounds. Okay, that's a good one, right?
Exactly.
Susie, do you hear that? We're talking about pounds. All kidding aside, guys, 3 cups of coffee in a week versus you could double that. You could possibly triple. Could you bring $60 in a month, Claudia?
Oh, yeah. Way more. And just with a few hours or 1 hour a week or a month, it's you do as little or as much as you want. The other option really, if you want full-size products because you're an in-person kind of you have friends, co-workers, you have another job, and it's totally fine. You want to show the products. It's normally $130. It's $90. $90 in March, and you get like $400 in products, full-size products. So, between the 20 and the 90, if you're not sure, you pick the 20, try it out and see if it works. It's a no-brainer. It's great for moms. Honestly, that's what attracted me, the flexibility. Great for moms. You fit it in wherever you are. At the soccer field, you can talk to women. At dance, you can talk to women, or at work if you have another job.
So you talked about the only $90 pack that's valued at well over $400. Okay, but we're not even gonna go that route. We don't have time for that. But specifically, what is that in regards to the 20? So 20 is if it's more, I want to send you samples of stuff.
20 is more, it came about with COVID. We were all stuck at home. So it's like an e-kit. You get a website, people can shop on your website, and you can work virtually. but you can also work in person. You can send samples. You're able to get samples and mail samples to people. You can do Zooms. I could be doing a session with you, Brian, right now. I sent you the charcoal masks. I can get on the screen on Zoom with you and explain, okay, this is what you do. You're going to apply, you're going to wash your face first. You apply the mask. We wait 10, 20 minutes. You do that with the person. So you can
So
do
it sounds
virtual appointments
very
in person.
adaptable. It sounds
Yes.
very fresh, where there's no, again, I think you said earlier, no risk, right? It's about customizing it for yourself.
No risk, because I know we don't have time for this, but if you get the full size, the company will buy back if you absolutely know that it's not going to work for you. But that's
Who-
another story. That's for, somebody who wants to talk to me. I can explain all that, how it
Who
works.
buys back, right? You don't go, listen, you don't get to go to Walmart or Kroger or Giant Eagle and say, you know what? I didn't drink all this milk, it's spoiled. Please buy it back.
I know.
Could you imagine walking into Giant Eagle, Claudia?
It's the belief in our company, the belief in our products. That's what it is.
Well, let's talk about those products. Are there any specials for products coming in March?
Wow, I'm going to stay on the topic of gold. So when we hear gold in skincare, when we talk about gold, we think of retinol. Retinol is like a buzzword out there. It's liquid gold for the skin. It's a derivative of vitamin A. You find it in food too. And what it does, food for the body, it also does for the skin. It helps with cell turnover. It helps with collagen production. It's going to help renew your skin. And you know that a little bit of history with retinol. Retinol was first discovered to help with acne, because it exfoliates and it helps with breakouts. It removes dead skin cells. It brings out new skin. So it's going to help your skin looks up. It's going to diminish the appearance of wrinkles. It's going to bring out new skin and bring out that, promote cell turnover. So it was first used for acne, and you do have different levels of retinoids, retinol, all those different things. Some you require prescription, some are very weak or encapsulated. I have a couple here to show. This is our night cream. It's encapsulated retinol, if I can talk. So it's a slow release. You can certainly start using it without a prescription. You can buy it at a store or from us. And another form is our wrinkle filler. But then you have the forms that get closer to a prescription. This is pure retinol, 0.5. You don't need a prescription for this, but it's a concentrated level. You're going to work with your consultant and follow the instructions, because you're going to introduce it slowly to your skin. And then you have the ones that you have to go to a doctor that's more specific for acne or whatever else you're looking for your skin that you need a prescription. So there are different levels in retinoids, retinol, and you just have to learn a little bit about them.
Okay. So much information just for some wrinkles, but it sounds like it's much more than just about wrinkles, right?
Yes, it brightens the skin. It helps with plumpness and aging and all those good things.
Now, is this something that you would want to do in your 20s or 30s? Is this something that you would wait to utilize in your 40s or 50s? Because we hear anti-aging, right? So what does that mean as far as the individual woman?
Okay.
Or gentleman?
Yeah, I started late, Brian. I grew up at the beach, so I was a bar soap kind of girl. And in my 40s, I started looking for this very late. I can tell you, late teens to early 20s, your body starts producing less and less collagen. So that's why us women and men, we start using topical products. There's people that have it in nutrition now. So early 20s, I would recommend anything that has anti-aging. You will benefit from it in the future. You will see, if you're consistent and you have a routine, you will see the benefits.
Okay. Any specials in March with retinol, or anything going on, like a group or a bundle package that you would recommend for us?
Well, Brian, our sets when you purchase a set in Mary Kay, you already get a price break. If you have individual items, which you can certainly try one item, the other one, but our bundles, you do get a price break. But hey, you can talk to me, and I can always offer you a special.
Perfect. What are some awesome ways to reach out to you, Claudia?
Well, my preferred way is thanks to Brian. You just go to beautywithclaudia.com and you'll find me. That's where you see my lives. That's where you see how you can contact me, schedule with me, call me, shop with me. And you'll see my phone number there. So you can reach me however you want. Just going to www.beautywithclaudia.com.
Great. Well, let's dive real quick, and then we're going to jump right into Susie about those business opportunities. Would you care to share your title with your company, Claudia?
My title.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's not expecting this, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
you see her, right?
No, I'm not, but I'm very proud. I'm very happy. You know what? I'm excited to say that I am moving up the career ladder towards directorship. My title right now is DIQ, Director in Qualification, which probably means nothing to you, but it really, for me, it means that I went from a consultant. Everybody starts up as a consultant, and you can remain there forever. It's up to you. It's your own business. But if you want to become a mentor and help other women have what you have, you move up the career ladder, and there's a few levels, and I'm on the director and qualification level, moving on to directorship.
So my point in this is for that individual that starts off because she has a couple hours free during the week, is now sitting at residual income, correct? You're having lifelong relationships and friendships, and it's not just about selling a product as it is as informing and educating and building those relationships. So I think you are a testament of what you could do when you start out, that you may not think, oh gosh, where do I go or how do I do? They have conventions, right? They do giveaways and prizes. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, if I have a couple minutes more, I do have this, you can't really see, but it says be the light. We had a career conference this weekend, and it just reminds us to be the light. We don't know other people's situations. So just share that this opportunity is out there. This company was created by one woman, and she created the company first for women, and then she found a product. This company is for women, to empower women, to give women choices, the flexibility, and be able to be who they want to be. So I'm just passionate about it. So you stop me there, otherwise I can talk all day.
Right. Listen, and you can talk. Book an appointment over there with Claudia, right? Again, beautywithclaudia.com. You can keep up to date with her updates, her live videos. She does bingo, like even as a distributor, or again, whatever title you want to look, mentor, teacher. She is still very active in the folks that she mentors, right? You do bingos with them. That's a new-ish thing.
I do bingos with customers. They're a lot of fun. It's a great way to learn about the products in a fun way instead of just hearing me talk.
Right.
It
starts with a click. With Claudia.com. No. All kidding aside, click, build that connection, have a conversation, and see where it goes. So, Claudia, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Brian.
Yeah. So next up, we promised you the one, the only Susie. Tranquil with Susie, actually. Susie, hello.
Hello, guys. So like Brian said, I'm Tranquil Suze. I am an online, in-person, if you're in Pittsburgh, yoga studio. I specialize in private yoga classes. So we're gonna run through a couple little exercises.
Wait, but before you dive into this, we got to get some questions answered, okay? So, guys, did you hear that? She is an online, you know what that means? Here we are. So you could be in Arizona, hanging out and having a tranquil hour with Susie. You could be at your work. Everything she's doing today, you realize you have not left the chair, right? It is all where you're sitting at normally. Pretty simple. Now, Susie, I know the answer to this, but a lot of these folks in Facebook land do not. Are you dancing? Are you starting to do the choreography? I see it. She wants to dance. No, all kidding aside. Tell us how, what, where, when, and you're going to hear another word here that is kind of sliding in from Claudia. The word love, right? The word passionate. You're going to hear all over Susie's conversation. So, Susie, the floor is yours. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, and more importantly, why you do it.
All right. Why? Okay, I'm going to start with the why. The why is because I love helping people. I love helping people fulfill who they are. A lot of us get lost in life and we are not quite sure who we are. So what I do is I work with everybody one-on-one to find out who you truly are. We may get lost in our jobs because, I have a job, Brian has a job, Claudia has a job, Davida has a job. We may get lost. We may be moms, dads, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, whatever. But who are we truly deep down? What is our passion? Well, my passion is to help you guys find your passion, to find out who you are and connect with your mind, your body, and your spirit. We spend too much time completely disconnected from our brains and our bodies. Our bodies have the ability to heal themselves. So if we can bridge that gap between the mind and the body, we can listen to ourselves and lead healthy, fulfilling lives, happy lives. A lot of root causes of, disease, discomfort, chronic joint pain, and things like that all stem from physical issues with the body that compound with mental ability. So if we keep everything physically fit, mind, body, and spirit, our connection to Mother Earth or Creator or whoever, we can connect everything together and feel whole.
Isn't that really what we're looking for, is to find those connecting pieces to feel whole, whether it's internally or externally? Well, listen, the floor is yours. Take us to that place.
We're going to run through a couple little exercises, my friends, that we don't have to leave our chair. So a lot of us, I know I'm on Facebook Live, so I can't get a raise a hand because normally I'm on Zoom, but that's okay. Most of us spend about 8 hours a day in a work chair typing on a computer, or we have a job where we stand all day. But bring it into our chair and we're going to take a seat, run through some exercises where we can stretch our bodies just for a little bit to feel more comfortable in our work day. So like we started, ground through those sit bones, ground through those feet, and connect one more time to that breath. Just feel ourselves slowly start to relax. Ninety 90% of our tension is actually held in the shoulders and the hips. So go ahead and start with the head. Drop that chin to chest. Feeling that stretch in the back of the neck. Always remember to breathe. And slowly come back to center. Shrug those shoulders up. Drop that head on back. Looking straight up to the sky or the ceiling. We all know that blue sky's in there somewhere. Release those shoulders. Bring that head back to center. Take that right ear to right shoulder, my friends. And bring it back to center, left ear to left shoulder. And come back, scrunch those shoulders up to those ears and roll that head around, get the crickies and the crackies out. You know, from too many hours looking at that computer already today. And release it down. Now take those arms straight out into airplane, so shoulder lift. Feel the weight of the gravity connecting us to the earth. And just sit there for a moment. Always connecting back into that breath. Drop this left arm down to the side of the chair. Right arm comes up and over. Feeling that stretch and that energy coming all the way up the right side of the body, through those fingertips, connecting us to the sky. Reach up through that right hand, back into airplane. Drop that right hand down alongside. Reach up through that left. Feel that energy coming all the way up that left hand side of the body. Yoga is about balance. So whatever we do on the right, we do on the left. And reach up through that left hand, come back into our airplane for a moment. Send those arms straight up, open through the shoulders so you're not cupping your ears. If you are sitting at your desk, you may want to push away just for a moment. Heel toe those feet across, apart from one another. Wide leg sit and drop through middle. Please don't wonk your head on your desk. And release that head through center. So we're stretching up that lower back through the shoulders, releasing the shoulders and opening up through the hips. So we're actually working our way down the body. And slowly roll yourselves up. Stay in that wide leg. Take our hands back out into extended. Take this right hand to the left knee. Left hand comes in behind. Cups the back of that chair or even place it on your sacrum. For a twist, feeling that twist coming up the right hand side of the body, looking out over that left shoulder. So we're getting that stretch in through the neck as well. Release that twist back into airplane. Left hand to right knee. Right hand comes in behind that chair or onto the sacrum. Right head looks out over that right shoulder. And slowly come back to center. Get those hands onto those knees. Drop this right shoulder, my friends, towards that left knee. A little softer twist this time. And come on back up. Drop that left shoulder to right knee. You can't make that shoulder to knee, perfectly fine. Remember, it's your journey to your body. We don't all start out by doing handstands and tying ourselves up like pretzels. And come back to center. One more drop through middle. And slowly roll yourselves up. Take those legs, send them in together, and point those toes out front on the edge of the chair. Don't forget about those feet. Point the toes, flex the toes. Point and flex our toes to get that movement in the legs. And slowly slide back into that chair. One great big extended arms or airplane, and give yourselves a big hug. And release that hug. Remember, only about 5-10 minutes of exercise a day throughout the day can quiet your mind, and you can lead a very productive life. Thank you, guys. Tranquil Sus.
Trying not to fall asleep here.
Was I trying to fall asleep, buddy?
Right. I'm like, oh, look at my listen, I was trying to sleep. Catch myself a quick little snooze. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Susie. What are some great ways to reach out to you?
All right, how can you reach out to me? Through my website, Tranquil Sus, so it's SUC.com. You can book a discovery call with me. You can see my posts or my blog posts. And you can also schedule other sessions with me straight through my website. My phone number is there as well. You can call me and text me anytime too.
Don't say that. People will, they'll start talking to you the whole time. So you got to be careful.
That's okay.
Right. Now you also do a once a month class as well, right?
I do a once a month, Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. I do Tranquil Times with Sus. And what we do is what we just did here. I elaborate to an hour-long session for just a Sunday afternoon relax, and that is free to everybody. So all you have to do is sign up through the website, and you'll be registered to see me on Sunday. Actually, it is this Sunday, the 19th at 2 p.m.
Well, perfect. Hopefully we'll see you folks here. So with that being said, we're going to slide into our last presenter of the afternoon. As you've seen, Claudia has taken care of the outside, right? We have Susie who's taking care of that mind, as well as those joints. And now we're going to talk about some gut care, right? We're going to talk about things that you can do to nourish your body. You understand why I like to use the word nourish, right? Because we're going to talk with Davida Fink. Davida, how are you?
I'm great. I'm feeling just so relaxed. I hope I can get through the rest of this session here. I'm just, like you, ready for a little bit of a nap.
Right. Yeah. Well, one of the great ways that in my conversations with you on how you can be ready is eating right? Taking care of the body, the things that you're doing to preserve the insides, just like Claudia preserves the outside. So with that being said, let's start with telling us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and of course, why you do it.
Okay. Well, as the tail end here, I think you're going to hear a lot of a bit of the same thing. I am here in Cleveland, Ohio, where we woke up to quite a bit of snow this morning. And that is, I am a mom of 7. I am coming up actually on my 32nd anniversary. So I'm very excited about that. And I am
Congratulations, 32 years.
32 years.
You don't even look 34. So I'm trying to do the math in my head. You know what, whatever. No, all kidding aside, that is a testament in today's culture as a society. And good job.
Thank you.
Good job. I don't think you're supposed to say good job, but
but it is. You know what? It's a job.
Good job.
It's a job. It's hard work. It is. I think we say it is. It's hard work,
job,
as you said. But that's part of that's part of commitment, and there's less things that we're not going. But we are going to actually talk about part of that as what I'm going to talk about today. Anyway, so what do I do? So I am both a health consultant and also, as with Claudia, thanks to Brian, behind me, we have my website that Brian did, which is healthpureandsimple.com. So you can find me there. So I'm a health consultant, but I am also, like Claudia, a business consultant. And why do I do what I do? For the same reason Claudia and Susie and you, Brian, do what you do, because I love it, because I love helping people. In my particular instance, I went through my own health journey, and I think a lot of us do, and that's how we find ourselves in this space. And so I do what I do to help others as a passion. The body has an incredible ability to heal itself if we just get the heck out of its way and let it do its thing. And along with relaxation, as Susie has said, and caring for the outside, as Claudia has said, I help you do that as well. But what I'm going to do today is I am going to talk about, we really, when we started planning this, we were talking about how we're coming up on St. Patrick's Day, right? And when we think about St. Patrick's Day, we think about the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? So what I really like to talk about two pots of gold because they're really interconnected. So I am going to talk about the pot of gold that is your health, your physical health. And I'm going to talk about the pot of gold that is your financial health and how they are really interconnected. And the first reason, of course, is why, and Claudia and Susie and Brian, I think you will all understand this and relate to this. The first thing I want to talk about is the financial sector and how it does really impact our physical health, because without your physical health, honestly, it doesn't matter how much money you do have or don't have. If you're not well enough to enjoy it, we're living longer, but are we really living better? Are we really living healthier lives? And that's really the question. And if we're not, then the financial part of it doesn't really play into it as much as it could in terms of enhancing the journey that we have here on this earth. So from a financial standpoint, let's talk about what's going on in the world today, right? And then I'm going to introduce how that impacts our health. So finances, we know, is the number one cause of divorce, right? People argue over money, right? How am I going to pay the bills? How are you going to make your mortgage payment? Or how am I going to feed the kids? Like in Europe over this past winter, the decision was because of the inflated cost of gas. Right? Are they going to heat their homes or are they going to feed their families? I mean, these are real families. And a lot of people, I don't know this, but this was going on in the United States too. People were having to decide between heating their homes and feeding their families. And that causes a lot of stress. And we've seen with the inflation over the past couple of years I'm not going to go a whole lot into COVID-19, but we know that it led to a lot of job loss. It led, unfortunately, to a lot of disability. It led to a lot of unfortunate outcomes. A lot of families unfortunately lost their breadwinners, right? So we have all of these financial crises, right? We just saw two banks collapse over this past week. And I don't know if any of you have been watching, but I've been watching. A lot of the bank stocks are down 30, 40, 50%. So we're in some really, really uncertain economic times. And that creates a lot of stress. And I know Susie's going to agree with me here when we talk about how does stress impact your physical health. So the impact on your health is really multifold, but I'm going to really concentrate on stress, right? Because I think that's something we all can relate to, right? You feel the stress, that financial stress. So stress from a physical standpoint in terms of a metabolic, what your body does with it, right? Stress produces cortisol, right? Cortisol is a hormone. Cortisol then tells your body to produce insulin. What does insulin do, right? Insulin is the regulator for the sugar in your blood, right? We know insulin pushes the sugar into your cells to keep the sugar out of your blood, but that's what diabetes is, right? Too much sugar in the blood. Right? So you have stress, you have cortisol, you have insulin, and you have sugar getting pushed into your cells. And then what do you have? You have weight gain. So yes, stress really does lead to weight gain. Okay. So that's the first thing in terms of stress. The second thing in stress we're going to talk about is the fatigue, right? Is sleep dysregulation. And it's particularly relevant this week, right? Because we just changed the clock. We were all joking about before we started how we could all use a nap, right? Because we lost an hour of sleep. This year, the week after we changed the clock, the rate of car accidents goes up significantly because people are sleep deprived. Sleep deprivation leads to lack of focus. Sleep deprivation leads to poor decision making, right? It leads to, and then that goes back to the weight gain, right? You're looking for sugar, you're looking for carbs, you're looking for something to give you energy, right? Because you don't have that sleep and you need that for your energy. So then you make poor decisions on your food choices. And that again leads to weight gain, but then that also feeds into emotional health and psychological health, because then you feel bad about this poor decision you made in terms of what you're going to eat, and then you feel bad. And if you're anything like me, then you berate yourself about how you made this poor decision, and then that whole cycle starts. I know the women can relate to that. I'm not sure about the men, but we all have that. So it leads to poor food choices, the sleep dysregulation. It leads to irritability, right? You lose your temper with your spouse. You lose your temper with your kids. You lose your temper with your coworkers. You kick the cat, whatever it is, right? So that irritability, all this is related.
Wait. Did you just say you kick your cat?
And not me. I don't have a cat. But it was just a figure of speech, Brian. No, I would never kick a cat.
Davida, I adore you.
Okay, we slam the door. Okay, let's pick another one, right? Whatever you do when you're irritable because of this the sleep dysregulation, right? But it also decreases your lifespan, and people don't realize this. If you get less than 8 hours of sleep a night, studies across the board for decades have been done showing that you are actually shortening your life. Okay, so that's a long-term effect that people don't really realize. But there is a concept in sleep, right, called rest and repair, right? And instead of resting and repairing, people drink coffee and they eat sugar and they have Danishes and they give themselves that false sense of energy. But if you don't sleep enough, your body never goes into that restful state. And if your body's not in that restful state, it's not repairing. Your liver's not detoxing. You are not, all the fibers not picking up the cholesterol and escorting it out of your body, right? That leads to higher cholesterol. There's all kinds of things that happen. It's called rest and repair. So that is really, really critical to get enough sleep, because if you don't, we're talking about heart disease, we're talking about kidney disease, we're talking about high blood pressure, we're talking about diabetes, obesity, depression, all of these things that are a domino effect from not getting enough sleep. And of course, we're tying that back to stress, right? And we're going to tie that back to finances, because we're talking about that wealth pot of gold and the health pot of gold, and how they interconnect and where they meet and how they are so interdependent. So it's really important to have both of those pieces in place, getting your stress under control so that you can enjoy your wealth and enjoy your health. And that's where these two things marry in my life. As a health coach, I show people how to detoxify their environment by using green, non-toxic products. I help show people how, as Brian, we've discussed on several occasions, proper eating habits, how to kind of adjust your eating habits, and proper supplementation, and how to do all of those things so that you can live that optimal health life. And then, of course, join Susie for some yoga. But then there's also the business side of it. Financially, right now, everybody needs a plan B. I don't know who you are, and I don't care what you do. Everybody today, it is imperative that you have a plan B. We don't want to repeat that crash of 2008 where wealth was lost across the board. And they keep talking every once in a while. We're talking about is a new depression starting, right? So everybody needs, Brian.
Did you hear about the latest bank crisis?
Yeah, right. Exactly. So that's
what's DoorDash gonna do?
So that's actually what we're talking about, how those things connect. So everybody needs a plan B. So what I help you do is I show you how to start a home-based business in that health and wellness sector so that you can help people get a hold of their health, including yourself. And then you can help people marry that to their financial wellness. And it doesn't matter if you don't know anything about health and wellness. I've been doing this for decades. And I've helped a lot of people in this area. And I'm going to just tell one story because I know we've been going for a long time. I want to tell one story, and it's not my own personal story. I also have a story, but this is a story that will resonate with more people. There is a woman in our business. Her name's Laura. I'm not going to give you her last name. I can tell you her whole story another time if you're interested in hearing it. Laura had a wealth, literally, of health problems. I mean, she was in really bad shape. And one of them being asthma. And I'm going to concentrate on asthma because asthma is a very common problem today with all of the toxicity and the pathogens, et cetera, in our environment. A lot of people have breathing issues, especially if you live here in Cleveland. I didn't have breathing issues when I moved here. I developed breathing issues since I moved here. So I'm going to concentrate on asthma. Laura had asthma, and so bad she would have to use her inhaler about 10 times a day. her words, 10 times a day. And once a month, she ended up in the hospital with a severe asthma attack. Now, the problem was Laura had a home cleaning business and she cleaned people's houses for a living. And if you don't know, the home cleaning products you buy off the shelf are toxic. In fact, they lead to the same amount of lung damage as if you've smoked a pack of cigarettes a day over 20 years. A big study that was done that was released in 2018 from Bergen University. So using those products causes the equivalent lung damage of smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. She didn't know that. Anyway, so she had this home cleaning business. She decided she wanted to get healthier, and she spoke to one of our coaches, one of our consultants, and she started changing over the products that she was using, improved her nutrition, and started changing the products that she was using in her house cleaning business and cleaning people's houses. Fast forward now, it's 9 years later. Okay, since she has made this switch, since she's cleaned up her nutrition, and since she has cleaned up the toxicity in her environment, she has not had an asthma attack in 9 years. Not only that, the people for whom she was cleaning houses asked her what's different. They weren't having breathing problems anymore either. They weren't having the headaches. They weren't having the runny noses, the congestion, all of that stuff that goes along with the toxicity that's in our environment. People don't realize you have more control over that than you think. And that's where I come in. And she really started just to get her own health under control. But when she saw the improvement in her own health and people started asking her about it, she decided to look into the business side of what we do. And in a few short years, she was able to close her home cleaning business. She now helps people get healthy, both financially and physically, as I do. We do exactly the same thing. And she's been doing that for several years now. So you really can marry the two because the two are interdependent. Your physical health and your financial health really depend one on the other. So you can enjoy both. And that's what I do. And I do it because I love it, because I've had my own health journey. And like Susie and Claudia, I like helping people get beautiful from the inside out as well.
I like that. Help people get beautiful from the outside out. Well, Davida, thank you so much for sharing Laura's story. And we look forward to being able to connect with you so we can, again, get educated. One of the things I've always said is I love how you break it down so we all figure it out, like kick the cat. Like we all knew what you meant. We knew you were going to kick a cat, right? But, and you just made sure that we understood. With a comical relief. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and end this connection about you, right? So Susie, why don't you go ahead and finish us off? Susie, you are on mute.
That is, well, maybe you want me muted. I don't know. All right, guys, sit up nice, tall, and straight. Connect with that breath one last time. Take that deep breath in, exhale out. And just take these last few moments to think about what makes you you. What makes you you? Take that breath in, exhale out. Hands come to heart center in gratitude for ourselves first and to others around us. Thank you for joining me, Brian.
Listen, I might just start coming here on a regular, right? Once a month, you get to relax during lunch and get some great information. So I've enjoyed this session. Hopefully you have as well. Be back with us next month with the same two young ladies, Susie and Claudia. And then we have a special guest, Alan Reisman, who will talk about your body, specifically with Beachbody and some other things that you can do, and some support and tools and resources that he has for you that are free. So, ladies, say goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a great day. Happy St. Patrick's Day.